What's bubbling, magical people? Welcome back to the Witching Hour with Miss Merlin, where we like to talk about all things witchy and magical. I'm your host, Kimmy, aka Miss Merlin, High Priestess and Medicine Woman, Psychic Medium, and Shamanic Witch Extraordinaire. So let's jump on in. It is the Equinox weekend, or Mabon. If you didn't check out last week's episode, you might want to, if you want some ideas on kind of how to celebrate and things like that. I was going to do some stuff throughout this week on my social media, little videos and stuff, little things that I do to celebrate it. But to be honest, I have not been in the mood. I've not been in the mood to celebrate anything. And I've also been trying to, stay off social media as much as I can. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, as we know, right? And every day it just seems to be getting darker and darker and darker. But here's the thing. We're in the in-between right now, okay? So the old world is dying off. This is what everyone is calling the Great Awakening, okay? People are seeing truths. More people are doing shadow work than ever before, which is pushing the vibration of the whole planet up, causing this whole awakening to keep happening, right? You can't hide from things anymore. The shadows are all coming out. They all eventually do, right? We're seeing it. We're seeing it happen. There's a lot of things happening on the world stage that are awful, right? Like I said, things just seem to get darker and darker every day, but that is the thing. And that's what I'm here to tell you, and that's what I'm here to talk about today. We're seeing the resurgence of all of this negative stuff coming up because it's all coming up to die off. Okay, so think of it, I'm giving you a visual, think of it as a scale. All right, so if you have a scale that has nothing on it, and all of a sudden we're going to put coal on one side, okay, that's going to represent the dark stuff, right? What's going to happen? It's going to go out of balance, right? So we want to put something on the other side to balance it out. So what is happening here? The more people are waking up, okay, which is causing that lighter side to gain momentum, bringing that dark side up, right? So everything is bubbling up, being pushed up to the surface as we are seeing, okay? And it looks pretty bleak, but what we're meant to do in this space is just hold the frequency, okay? And just trust. And I know what that sounds like when you're looking around at everything outside you and thinking, what in the actual, and everything is telling you to not trust your intuition, or your guidance, but you have to. Like this is like the final purge. I just heard that in my head. It's the final countdown. So I wanted to come on and talk about that, kind of say like where we are energetically, and give you some guidance and give you a little bit of a reading. So I'm going to be working with the Mabon Oracle because it is the Equinox weekend, okay, and that's by Lorraine Anderson and Juliette Diaz. I also have the Earth Magic cards here by Stephen D. Farmer, and I have the Fairy Messages as well, Doreen Virtue. Okay, so I'm not sure which ones I'm going to go to yet. Those are the ones in my immediate reach. Oh, it's 11:11 right now. Interesting. Okay. So, we're going to get some cards and we're going to get some guidance and see what Spirit has to say. Now, remember, too, that we are in the eclipse gateway. All right? There's a solar eclipse right on the equinox. And that is going to balance things out. Okay, so everything is really chaotic right now in between that lunar eclipse we had and the solar eclipse that's about to happen. So if things have been very chaotic in your life, in your mind, in your body, you're not alone. Okay, I know we've all been struggling with different things. You guys know I've been struggling with my voice, so throat chakra. Had a lot of like solar plexus stuff going on too. I have not felt very well. Like I think my body's like detoxing energy. Other people I know have not been feeling well either, in their mind or in their bodies. And you'll have a lot of stuff coming up right now. That's that final like kill switch for. So if you like had stuff coming up, it's like, why is this coming up? Like that was something that happened in grade 7, you know, just using this as an example, right? Just, you know, acknowledge it for what it is and release it. All these little wounds, all these little things are being bubbled up to the surface so we can release them, right? So all we have to do right now is just hold the frequency. All right. I am getting a lot of pressure in my head and getting a little headachy as I sit here. So I'm just picking up on that energy. So you might have some of that going on too, feeling like kind of shaky. Yeah. Just make sure though that you're not always brushing off your physical symptoms to something energetic happening. Okay. Again, there's always a balance to everything. Excuse me. Okay, so just pulling cards here from the first one, the Equinox Oracle. The first card that we got is the Reaper. And as I pulled the card, I was hearing in my head, don't fear the Reaper. Okay, come on, baby. Okay, so you guys know, I don't have to sing it for you. And still can't, still struggling with the throat chakra. Okay, so for the birth of something new to manifest, the death of something holding you back is inevitable. So what I was just talking about, right? All the old stuff that's holding us back has to die off. Now, as I'm talking about my own personal struggles with my throat chakra, I really think a lot of this stuff is going to have to do with communication when it's seen on a collective basis. I've mentioned before, and I will say it again, my prediction for what is about to take place is something brand new that we haven't seen before. Because I'm sure most of you know free speech definitely under attack in the United States, and we can't have that. There's stuff going on everywhere, but we're seeing a lot of the worst stuff bubbling up on display there, okay? That's just the way it is. And I just want to say too, political violence is never a way to solve anything. My gosh. Oh, it's traumatizing. It really is traumatizing. It's horrible and it should never happen. Also, I just want to mention too that if you don't feel empathy for certain figures when they pass away, you may feel empathy for the circumstances, but you don't feel empathy for them as a person. Don't be too hard on yourself. Okay, you don't have to. Okay, that doesn't make you a bad person. No, that actually makes you more balanced emotionally when you can recognize and detach. Okay, so I just wanted to say that for anybody out there who is giving themselves crap over feeling any certain types of way. All right, so the old stuff is dying off. Like I said, all the old constructs, all the old stuff that seems to be in control at the moment, it's just losing control. And we're about to witness it. All right. So communication, as I was saying, I think there's going to be and I can't even predict what it is because it doesn't exist yet, you know? But just like before the internet happened, we couldn't imagine or have fathomed that, right? But I think something brand new is about to happen that cannot be bought and cannot be controlled and all of the above, right? a new way, something, a new step forward. So all this old stuff and systems of control and hatred and all that nasty.
You won't see the engineer that slams the Nissan Rogue's door 13,920 times. Or the corrosive chamber that simulates 15 years of life in 5 months. Or the Rogue heat-baked for over 300 combined hours. What you will see is a vehicle that can take punch after punch and keep rolling. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. We put it through the worst, so you get its best. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
Nastiness is all just dying off. It's all running rampant right now. So it's on full display so the light can be shone on it and it can dissipate. Okay? All right. I'm just going to see if the book has anything to add to the energy that I was already picking up from this card. This is very creepy. Very creepy looking card, actually. Death on here is a woman, but she looks Annabelle-ish. Like the face is Annabelle-ish. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, so I was mentioning being aware and also detached, right? So the keywords for this is ending, sudden change, and unhealthy attachment. So anything that's unhealthy is releasing. Okay, so you may be having a little bit of a chaotic eclipse gateway here. All right, if there are a few things that had to be let go of. I don't really think anyone is just sailing through it, whether they had a lot or a little. Okay, so you're not alone there. So what we have here from the book is even if you saw signs and knew it was coming, it can still maybe feel like an unexpected shock when you reach the end of a certain road. Perhaps your desire to hold on too tightly to what was leaving you anyway is what the Reaper has made its way here to you to say. It's doing the heavy lifting because the universe knows this wasn't a choice that you might have made for yourself. You still could be stuck in a situation that brings you harm had the Reaper not stepped in on your behalf. So it may seem like it, but this card appearing in your spread represents the beginning of a much better life. You might pray for something, set your intentions, and maybe even do spells hoping for a magnificent dream to just drop into your lap. But big dreams require big changes. You must become the person who can achieve the goals that you want. The kind of goal, the growth will require you to get rid of the life that was holding you back. All right, so any of the old ways that were holding you back. I think when I'm getting a lot of this here, like they keep showing me dollar signs in my mind. And you know how I said it's like something new is coming in and it's not crypto, okay, but like there's going to be a balance to that too, because too many nasty, evil people hold the money, okay? Whether you want to admit it to yourselves or not, what we're seeing in real time happening in Gaza is colonization. Okay, not saying that Canada is not involved. Don't know the extent. It's not to our knowledge. It's deeply hidden. But definitely the US and the UK, both very involved in what is happening in Palestine right now. And that's colonization. Wiping out. That's a genocide, people. There is a genocide happening that hardly anyone is acknowledging on the other side of the planet. And why is that happening? Because powerful people want more. More land, more money, more control, more. And willing to do the most evil and nefarious things to achieve it. Despicable. So this is what's happening. All this gross stuff is being brought to the surface for light to be shone upon it so we can't unsee it and things will happen. So Do I know how this is going to be resolved? No. Do I pray all the time that it will be? Yes. Absolutely. Okay. But there's a death coming to something, and it is global. Okay. This is the biggest point in the quote unquote Great Awakening thing that's going on right now, I think. Right now. Okay? This eclipse gateway is getting rid of a lot of things. And we're going to start to see, because it's been chaotic for a while. So the last couple months of the year, I think like getting closer to Samhain and then November, December, you're going to start to be able to exhale again. If you felt like you couldn't for a while. Things are going to be a little lighter. Okay. Just good things. Good things are going to start happening. All right. Because we are seeing a bubbling up of darkness. All right. We're going to start to see the balanced out effect start coming in. Do I know what that looks like? No. My human mind cannot foresee it right now. I can't. Nothing exists, right? And nothing has happened already that I can compare it to, right? So that is where, like, uncomprehendable. But I know it's good. I know good things are coming. I don't know how to let you guys know that, but I really do feel like we're getting to the end of the worst of it. Okay, if that makes sense. All right, so moving on to kitchen witchery. That's the next one we have here. Abundance flows easily and effortlessly into our lives. Be in gratitude. Yes. And I was feeling that. And we're going to be starting out here in Canada on October 10th. Is our Thanksgiving. I think it's the 10th this year. I'm not sure. I have to look at the calendar. Anyways, or the 13th might be. Anyways, ours is in October. The US has theirs in November, but just reminding us to be in that energy of gratitude, right? And abundance and things like that is coming. And that is another thing. Sorry, I went around a point and I'm coming back to it now. What the shifting of the abundance in the world, right? So this is something that we are going to see, most definitely. And I think a lot of it has to do with lack consciousness, right? And I don't know what that looks like either. So I'm not even going to try to pretend. All right, this is exactly what I love to see in the book here. Your higher self chose this card because you're entering a joyful period of abundance and manifestation. Enjoy it. When the kitchen witchery card visits you, you can rejoice knowing that the hardships of late have come to an end. You might feel lighter. Spiritual guidance is easier to understand and solutions to problems flow more freely. Take advantage of this time and get clear about your desires. Ask for what it is that you want, because you are very likely to manifest with ease during this period. And didn't I just say that, right? The energy was going to get lighter. Halloween, November, and December going to be a really, really, really good, abundant time. Yeah. This card will also appear when many opportunities are going to become available to you. So it's favorable, a very favorable omen. And for any job seekers or anyone seeking support from maybe a loan, investor, or donations in a reading about your career, this card is confirmation that now is a good time to move forward with any stalled plans or begin work on a new project that you've been thinking of. If you've thought about asking for a raise or promotion, receiving this card is the push to go ahead and ask for, use your throat chakra, what you desire. In a reading about love, this card is a positive sign for commitment or to start a new family, especially maybe a blended family, where many moving parts can maybe come together and form a whole. Yeah. Many options here. Okay, so take these messages however they resonate for you. This is a great time, like I said, to do kitchen witchery, working with apples, especially powerful and potent right now, pumpkins as well. Like I said, if you didn't listen to last week's episode explaining Mabon or the different pantheons, how they celebrate the equinox and ways that you can celebrate, go back and check it out. So the next card that we got is St. John's wort and marigold. Okay, so very interesting. As I'm looking here, the keywords for this is protection against any darkness or dark forces, repel negative or unwanted energy. So this card has come to you because there may be some negative energy swirling around you that is affecting your spiritual well-being. You may see this.
You won't see the engineer that slams the Nissan Rogue's door 13,920 times. Or the corrosive chamber that simulates 15 years of life in 5 months. Or the Rogue heat-baked for over 300 combined hours. What you will see is a vehicle that can take punch after punch and keep rolling. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. We put it through the worst, so you get its best. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
Energy manifest in mood swings, nightmares, general low energy, or unexplained feelings of heaviness or sickness. No, these feelings are not the result of anything that you've done, but they will continue to disrupt your life if you don't take steps to remove the energy that is causing you harm. So take a few moments to think about when you feel this energy the most. Does it tend to happen just after you're visiting a particular person or a location? Do you feel this way at work or at home? Most people are not aware of how much energy they steal or in the ways in which they lower their own vibration and how that in turn affects others. It's important to hold space for people you love and care about by listening and supporting them through tough times. But when a relationship becomes toxic, you may need to take extra steps to protect your energy. Yeah, what's coming to mind right now is like sometimes overly caring people have to stop putting out fires for people who keep setting them, you know? If someone keeps starting the same fire over and over and over and over again, and you just keep wasting all your water, your emotion, putting it out, right? You have to save that for yourself, right? Yeah. So I think I think some people have some energy vampires around them. All right. And it's not that the people are particularly, aware that they're doing it, and it's not the intention to, I'm going to come drain you. No, I was just going to say they're just very dramatic people. So there might be some drama lovers, in your midst. I also feel social media is a big problem. That's why I was saying, like, I've been staying right away from it because it's been toxic, especially with a lot of the stuff that's happened in the world in the last week and a half or so. And there's just too much access, I think, to too many things. And when you just get caught up in it, and it just pulls you down. Yeah. Okay, so where was I? Let me see here. Yeah. Oh, okay. So someone may be spreading venomous gossip, sabotaging your work, or going out of their way to make you feel small or unworthy. Know that this is their low vibrations, and it has nothing to do with you. Low vibrations are just that, beneath you. Pay them no mind, but take steps to defend yourself if it comes to a point where they're gaining traction with their maliciousness. Yeah, and that's interesting. So I don't know if this is going to be down to synchronicity for someone. And please do let me know. Like, I'd love to hear from you. Email me. Everything will be below in the description, how to get in touch with me. Excuse me. When I saw the word sabotage, I started to hear immediately that song by the Beastie Boys in my head. Can't stand it. I know you planned it. I'ma set it straight, this Watergate. Okay, I'm not going to rap the whole song for you, although I could. Again, still struggling with the voice. You might want to listen to it. Okay. Love the Beastie Boys. I was hearing that though. Yeah. I'm telling all y'all it's sabotage. Yeah. So someone may be trying to sabotage you in some way. And I'm feeling the energy, because they're drawing my eyes outside to the yellow leaves. Okay, solar plexus. So this may be petty little comments. You know, I feel just little digs. And it's coming from a place of low vibrational jealousy or envy. And again, that's not your fault. Okay? You're not doing anything to attract it. Okay? You're, yeah, it just happens. Okay? It just happens. People have their wounds and they project those wounds onto people. And, yeah, you just get better and better at picking those things out. You know, you can't unsee certain things, right? Yeah. Okay. So the next one we have is tea magic. Yes. Ooh, wait 1 sec. Before we go on to tea magic. So I just sang the first line of sabotage, right? Yeah. I'm going to set it straight. This Watergate. What was Watergate? Watergate was a big scandal in the States where the president resigned, right? Let's hope. That just came to me, so I just wanted to say. All right, so tea magic, answers and hard truths. Ooh, okay. This card has come to you because the answers you're seeking have been right in front of you for some time, but you've chosen not to see them. Tea magic will visit you when there's a hard truth that needs to be heard or you're experiencing some form of denial. You may even be doing it unintentionally as your ego's way of protecting you from something that might be hurtful or difficult to understand. Tea magic is a spiritual intervention telling you that while it may be hard, it's time to rip off the Band-Aid and face the truth of your situation. Take time to think about where illumination needs to occur. What have you been avoiding in your life? Know that ignoring it may only be making your situation worse. And if you don't take action now, you could be facing significant consequences. Fortunately, this card means there is time to turn your circumstances around. And we know that already because we already got like the Reapers here. Okay? And don't fear the Reaper, remember. Divine intervention is taking place right now. And plucking these situations and things out of your life. Yeah. But still, that could be also a lesson in setting boundaries, okay? We need to speak up for ourselves. But the word illumination, right? Light being shone on certain things. We can't unsee things. And I think like whoever is resonating with this message right now, I think that you know, and you've known for some time, you know? But it's difficult. It's difficult. Yeah. And it's hard. It's hard to especially walk away from relationships that you may have had in your life for a while. But we just outgrow people and we outgrow situations. And for our own peace and protecting it and energy and so forth, as we've been speaking of, we have to kind of distance ourselves from those things, right? All right. So the situation may be a little challenging, but deep down you already know what to do to overcome this obstacle. Before you can face the monster, you need to acknowledge that it's real. Okay? All right. So that is it, I think, from the Mabon Oracle. I'm going to go to the Earth Magic ones next. Ooh, before I do that, Beastie Boys playing in my head again. Self-sabotage. That could also be something that you might be struggling with, okay? So that could be something that you might need to acknowledge that you do, okay? So that just came to me as well. So I just wanted to mention it before I forgot. Okay, so the first one that we came upon was the wolf. All right, so the key word here is instinct. And we have here that now is the time to overcome any limited mindset and tune into your instinctual cues. Let the spirit of the wolf be your teacher and call upon this benevolent being for help identifying what those specific cues are saying. Shed some of your inhibitions, with the only guideline being do no harm. Experiment by getting out of the straitjacket of familiar societal norms and listening to those sensations in your own gut that are trying to give you a message. It may be warning you or urging you to take action of some sort, good or bad. Take some deep breaths and simply notice what your bodily sensations are telling you. Your mind will be the receiver of that information, and your body and mind can learn to work more closely with each other once again to decode it. Okay. And then we have the cave card. So finding sanctuary. So again, it might be a good idea to kind of disconnect. All right. A little bit. Protect your energy. Again, social media really coming up right now, big time. Finding a sanctuary, a kind of away from that for the moment, and just finding your own space. Okay. It's okay to retreat into yourself for a bit, and it's okay to really enjoy solitude, especially if you are a highly sensitive being. You need to take that time to detox yourself from other people's energies, other thoughts, distortions, all those things that we get just from the environment, right? Because when you go out into the world, you are being plagued with visual cues of ads and, television and different conditioning and this and that and social media and, friends' opinions and family's opinions. And you need time to shed all of that away and hear yourself. Okay. And I think that is what the wolf card and the sanctuary card, the cave, are saying together. Okay. We also got the autonomous equinox card, release. So the card of this weekend. So this is the card of release. So just like I was looking out and getting information from the color of the leaf on the tree, right? Let the leaves fall that need to fall. Yeah. Now's the time to let anything in your life fall away that is no longer useful or needed for the emerging expression of who you are. Allow yourself to gradually shed what has become burdensome and no longer congruent with your soul's purpose. Conserve your energy by allowing yourself more rest, while at the same time making preparations for the winter season. Looking especially at your material possessions and being brutally honest with yourself as you discern which of these can be given away or somehow released. Consider shedding relationships that have served their purpose and are no longer energetically viable, as well as work or a job that has become devoid of interest or passion. With release comes a sense of being much lighter, just like the trees that have openly bare their nakedness once their leaves have departed and give room for whatever new life is ready to birth following the period of quiet and gestation. So let go of whatever has outlived its purposefulness and trust that something else will take its place. Something better, right? I use the analogy of the cup all the time. If you think of your Stanley cup, okay, as your energetic body. If you have, say you have orange juice in it and you want something else, right? You have to dump the orange juice out first and then before you can pour something else into it, okay? So we are emptying our cup so we can fill it up with brand new things. Earth magic, fairies, here, next. The Fae are very, very active at this time of year. Maybe want to leave an offering for them. That's always very powerful. Okay, so the Fae have assumed responsibility for the plants and trees, or standing ones. They work with earth magic so they can take care of these beings. And if you ask, they'll help you with your garden and your yard. They also have the power of enchantment and shape-shifting. Fairies appreciate it when we show them through our actions that we love the earth as much as they do. And consequently, they bestow a little of their earth magic upon us. you have the same power available to you that the fairies do. It starts with loving the earth through heartfelt gratitude and appreciation, but more important, through your actions. The fairies can help you reconnect in a more intimate way with Mother Gaia. And all they require is your willingness to pay attention to the trees and plant life around you and demonstrate that you care. Whether you live in a small space or have an expanse of land, make it a point to be especially attentive to your surrounding vegetation. Plant something, get your hands in the dirt, and do so with love and enthusiasm. Every flower, tree, or shrub you are tending to is a living being, so treat it like you would a dear friend. Ask the fairies to help you take care of these friends, and you will be rewarded many times over. So I mentioned leaving an offering for the fae. So you might want to do that. Okay, I talked about that in last week's episode, leaving an offering for the trees, the tree spirits, okay, and the fae all together. The green man is another deity that is very, very active at this time, Demeter and Persephone as well. All right, so you want to be asking for their energies, maybe leaving some offerings for them. That's always very helpful. So I can feel the voice box and the hoarseness is starting to come. So I'm going to wrap it up, but we are going to grab a card or two from the fairy deck since that was the last card we pulled from the Earth Magic deck. So I really think that the fae have a little more to say. Okay, so the first card we have here is you've got the power, right? You've got your abilities to resolve the situation and you can do it. All right. So whatever situation that you have in front of you at this time, you have the power to shift out of it, change it, make it better, shift your mindset, shift your energy. You have the power. All right. It is when we start to give our control and power away to others that becomes a problem. All right. So again, setting some boundaries, taking our energetic power back. Okay, hearing the snap song now. I've got the power. Okay, so the visual on this card is a little tiny fairy walking like a tightrope of a spider web in between some plants. So the wings on this fairy are very translucent. So, and since she's very young, I'm thinking like this is us right now. Okay. This rebirth stage, right? Because the Reaper's coming in, taking us out of this cycle, this construct that is no longer serving and putting us into a more abundant timeline, okay? And this is what I see. Just like when a butterfly comes out of its chrysalis, it has to take a few moments to let its wings dry off in the sun before it can fly away. All right, so that's where I feel we are. And that's why I said we're in this very uncomfortable in-between right now where we just have to hold the frequency. Okay, so take as much time as you need to yourself. Okay, set those boundaries. If other people don't understand it, oh well. Okay, you have to put you first. Okay, and you have the power. All right, so again, even if you felt like you have been walking a tightrope recently, things are going to get much better and a lot faster than I think you realize. All right, so we also have here, whom do you need to forgive? So as you release old anger or resentment, you will find that your wishes will come true. Okay, so I think this has a lot to do with forgiving ourselves, to letting ourselves off the hook, all right, for certain things. I know being in the eclipse gateway, a lot of things come up, right? A lot of thoughts, a lot of memories, you know, and it sometimes drives you crazy. And I think we need to forgive ourselves and remember too, you know, when we're remembering certain things, we're the only people in the world who remember those things. Okay? Nobody else remembers. So they're too busy remembering their own things. So let it go. Let yourself off the hook. And finally, the last card we have here is patience, please. Okay, now please don't shoot the messenger. The wings on this little fairy are also very translucent too. So same energy. We're in that very uncomfortable in between right now. And yeah, we just got to let our wings dry off a little bit in the sun, and then we'll be able to fly away. What you've asked for is coming. Have patience, as there's unseen factors that need to occur first. And what's occurring is happening on a world stage. It's happening for everyone, this awakening, right? So there's a lot of other factors involved as things balance out, okay? So things are falling into place, all right? Your puzzle is being put together here, okay? Slowly. Those pieces are falling, all right? And yeah, that's what I have for you today, guys. If you would like a personal reading with me, you can get in touch with me on social media or by emailing me at angelic.alchemy11@gmail.com. I will have everything in the description box below. And if you'd like to follow me, I'm most active on Instagram and TikTok, although haven't been recently because I'm trying to stay away from that. Okay, but it's not personal. Still love yous. All right, I'll see you next time. Remember, we always make our own magic. So stay magical, my friends. Love you. Bye.